What is going on, Future Focus family? My name is George. This is Future Focus Finance, and we talk about things that are going to help you make money investing. Today, we're going to talk about what the Federal Reserve just came out. Their Fed minutes just released. So we're going to talk about a story that depicts what that could possibly mean. Bed Bath & Beyond, they had some news. A company named Silvergate that is very invested in the crypto market, they also had some news. And I feel everything that we're going to talk about today is very relevant to help you invest as we keep going forward. As always, if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't pressed that like button, go ahead, please do that. I'll wait. All right, let's get into it. All right, I'm not trying to waste your time. So first thing, as always, the market right now is down for today, which is not surprising, especially with the Federal Reserve news that's going on that we're going to talk about. But the Dow Industrial the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 1.16. You have the S&P 500 down at 1.07. The NASDAQ is down at 1.16. And let's look at some stocks that are some stock action right now. Give me a moment. It's frozen. Right. All right. So as of right now in the S&P 500, the top movers are Lamb. You have Western Digital, Warner Brothers, T-Mobile. We talked about Verizon yesterday, and they should be up as well, trading in sympathy with this company, with T-Mobile. You also have the bottom, which is EPAM, Constellation Brands, which is they do cannabis, they do some alcohol. You have Walgreens that is down, ServiceNow, and PPG is down as well. Let's look at the NASDAQ. In the NASDAQ, you have Pinduoduo. They're up. These Chinese stocks have been on a tear the last few days. So, that's a good place to be looking at, especially with the reopening that's occurring. On the other side, you have Zscaler down, Workday, Datadog, CrowdStrike. A lot of these companies are in the cloud business, and a lot of cloud is going down. We heard that in reports from Amazon, from Google, from Microsoft. A lot of these big companies in the cloud did show a lot of decline in their quarter 4 report about people not paying as much for cloud. With all these rate increases, it's hurting the bottom line for a lot of these companies, and they have to make cuts. And a lot of these cuts is coming in things like employees. We see these big cuts, and then it's also coming in the cloud as well. You have Dow, Chevron Corp is up on a tear again. Verizon Communications, we talked about, they're up. Apple slightly up. They're still down a lot heavier than a lot of people believe they would be. On the right, you have Microsoft down, United Health, Salesforce, American Express, and again, Walgreens is down. So that's some of the market action we got going on. Let's look at what the Federal Reserve had to say. All right. So the Federal minutes released. And they still think about inflation risk being at the forefront of their conversations. A lot of them don't foresee any rate cuts coming in 2023, but let's see what they had to say. Minutes from the central bank's December policy meeting released Wednesday showed while Fed officials welcomed easing October inflation data, they stressed it would take substantially more evidence of progress to be confident that inflation was coming down in a sustained manner. Officials noted that the Fed would need to maintain a restrictive policy stance until data gave central bankers confidence that inflation pressures were easing. Officials suggested pressures could prove to be more persistent than anticipated, noting the job market has remained strong for longer than anticipated. Several participants said the Federal Reserve's median projection for rates to peak at 5.1%, and that is above market expectations. So think about that. Right now, that is another reason why the market is down. You think that a lot of people thought that we would come into the new year, they would probably raise 25%, and then we would cut again and stop raising. We would stay flat for a while. But in the minutes, the Federal Reserve is basically saying, like, I'm not sure what you guys are getting that. We didn't say that. Just keep in mind that we're going to remain firm in our stance until the coast is definitely clear. They don't want to undershoot and pivot before it's too early. All right. So Next, we have Bed Bath & Beyond news. All right. This is big because a lot of retail investors invested in this company, and Bed Bath & Beyond warns it may go out of business. Stock tanks to its lowest level in 30 years. The end may be near for Bed Bath & Beyond. In a statement published before the market opened on Thursday, the company said bankruptcy is on the table as it works to shore up its leaky balance sheet amid continued financial struggles. So Bed Bath & Beyond, a big retail company stock. Reddit has been this has been a darling in Reddit. Like there's a definitely a crowd behind this company. They keep buying the dip on this company, and that's very dangerous. The company continues to consider all strategic alternatives, including restructuring or refinancing its debt, seeking additional debt or equity capital, reducing or delaying the company's business activities and strategic initiatives, or selling assets, other strategic transactions, and other measures, including obtaining relief under the U.S. Bankruptcy Code. These measures may not be successful. Bed Bath Beyond shares were down more than 20%. And as of today, I heard people saying they were buying the dip. So as of right now, you have Bed Bath & Beyond. They are currently trading at $1.85. If we take a longer term look at this company, we'll go to 1 year ago. This company was once trading at $27. All right. So it's come really far down from there. All right. So this company reached a high of 35 at one point, and a lot of people are thinking it's going to go there again. Think about it. In order for this company to go there, it would have to go up 3,000%. And in the current economic environment, that's not going to happen. This company is still being shorted heavily, and a lot of retail investors have been crushed. All right. Only very few people won money out of this company if they sold at the right time. So there's a lot of back and forth going on, but just be careful. Just because it's down 1.85 and it's down 20% today, that's not an invitation to go and buy in. Now it's down negative 23%. That may be stay away or sell and try to get some of your money back, because if it's going to go bankrupt, this company right here is going to be at like 35 cents in a few months, like no lie. So just keep that in mind. Next, we got Silvergate. They tanked more than 40% after a crypto bank discloses massive fourth quarter withdrawals. Total deposits from digital assets customers declined to 3.8 billion from 11.9 billion at the end of the third quarter, a decline of roughly 68%. The withdrawals came as crypto exchange FTX, a Silvergate customer, collapsed in scandal, raising questions about the stability of the digital asset industry. At the end of December, 150 million of the bank's deposits were held by customers who had filed bankruptcy, Silvergate said. So they sank 47% on Thursday, and that's today. Total deposits from the digital customer, they declined 3.8 billion. So this is huge news. All right. They went public in 2019, and they saw its stock rise as high as $222 per share in November of 2021, the same month as the peak price in Bitcoin. Silvergate shares ended 2022 at $17.40, more than 90% of their all-time high. I'm going to say that again. More than 90% of their all-time high. So that's before this 40% drop. All right. So keep that in mind. They are down 40%, and that's not like something to say it's, something easy. It's currently trading at $9 and $12.65. So it's down 9.30. All right. So what about the rest of the market? Yes, this is one of those, basically a micro cap now. But what about the rest? What about the entire S&P 500 as a whole? Well, if we look here, we have the S&P 500 is under its moving average. Let me add a moving average in here. We have the 50. Let me add the 200-day so we can see where that's at. So we're going to have the 200-day here in green. And as you can see, they're both like under both of them. All right. What you would like to see in a bullish pattern would be, let me move this to, let's say, a 1 month chart. So in a 1 month chart, if you wanted some incline, here you have the 200-day moving average and you have the 50-day moving average in black. If this channel were within there and then we escaped this channel and moved upwards, that would be a very bullish thing to look for. Currently, we're still trending underneath the 200-day and the 50-day moving average in this company. Now, let's look at the VIX, which has a correlation with the S&P 500. And same thing, this one you want to see below. You want to see it above. So where we at? Uh, let's take a closer look. Let's look at the 1 month. So in 1 month chart, again, the VIX is trading underneath that moving average. And that's one of those things that you want to take a look at as well. We could take a look at a 1 year chart and see where all the fluctuations we've bounced about. There's been times where you should have been a buyer of this. There's been times where you should have been a seller. And obviously the VIX is anti-correlated with the S&P 500 most of the time, not 100% of the time. There are days where I see the S&P 500 up and the VIX is also up, or I'll see the S&P 500 down and the VIX is also down. So they are not always anti-correlated with each other. One more company that I was going to take a look at before we get out of here was Coinbase, because they've actually gotten hit hard as well. They were one of the people that had money in Silvergate, and they made a lot of withdrawals recently, along with firing a lot of their employees as well. So we take a closer look, 3 month chart. We're underneath that average. Let me go ahead, edit this. Let me add the 200-day moving average. And again, we're underneath that channel where we want to be above both of these, or at least in between, fighting our way up. But right now, this is definitely bearish sentiment, seeing that we're underneath the 200-day moving average and the 50-day moving average, and we're trending in the opposite direction. So it's trending downward. A lot of people I read today, they were buying the dip on Coinbase and jumping in there. Just because you see a big dip in a company, it doesn't mean buy the dip every single time. Like, there's a reason that it's down. You want to buy the dip when the company goes down, when the rest of the market goes down, but there's been no negative news in the company. That's not what's happening with Coinbase. There has been negative news with crypto, with FTX, with today, with Silvergate. Like, there's a lot of correlations with cryptocurrency that are negative sentiments, and that's why it's down. So you want to let that trend continue. This stock could be $25. This stock could easily go to $9 really rapidly, because a lot of retail is in here. And as their sentiment starts to wade away, you might be fighting that trend and you might end up getting burned. And that's not where you want to be. You don't want to get burned. That's one of the places where you don't want to fight the trend. So just because you see a red day, a lot of people have been trained to just jump in there and buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. And as you saw with earlier when we looked at Bed Bath & Beyond, that has not been a winning strategy for anybody. People were buying the dip at $25, and as of today, Bed Bath & Beyond is $1.18, and it's trending down. So that's something to keep in mind. All right. I hope you guys got something out of this. As always, invest in me and press that like button. Invest in yourself. Smash that subscribe button. It literally costs you nothing. We talk about finance. We talk about today. We're really focused on the stock market because it was really correlated with what the Federal Reserve had to say. But we talk about cryptocurrencies here. We talk about real estate. We talk about gold, silver. We talk about it all. All right. So thank you for joining me. Until next time.